So Ed, let's start with Blackstone. Their earnings came out just when we were on the air, when we came on the air here. The earnings per share really beat estimates by a long shot. How did they do on attracting new funds?
Yeah, they've done phenomenally well here, at least on an EPS basis. They're at 65 cents a share. I think the estimate was 45 cents, and the top of the range was 54. So they're actually more than 10 cents above even the highest estimate. They've also really ramped up their AUM, which is now a staggeringly high number. It's about $450 billion of assets.
I couldn't even get the number out. I messed up the number like 3 times because it was so huge.
It's so huge. And obviously, look, this is the first set of results since they announced the changes at the top, or the changes at the top that are sort of coming down the track. So they continue to grow, continue to attract huge inflows. And the one thing I think that's interesting is that we haven't seen them show up in a ton of the sort of, real mega deals that we're used to seeing Blackstone execute.
So what is the direction Mr. Gray is going to be taking them in? I mean, first of all, is it changing yet? Is it too soon? Steve Schwartzman's certainly still there, goodness knows.
I think it will be a continuation. I think it's been successful under Schwartzman, and I'm sure Gray will continue that sort of trend. Obviously, his background is in real estate, and he has turned Blackstone into a sort of real estate long firm. But I think at one point, real estate accounted for almost half of what Blackstone was doing. So I'm sure real estate will remain a core part of the operations. Whether or not it becomes even more of a core part remains to be seen. It's quite difficult to imagine Blackstone would actually get bigger in real estate because, as I say, it's such a vast part of their business.
But at some point, you hit the law of large numbers, right? Like, how can you continue to grow your AUM like 22%? Like, I mean, at some point, that's just not gonna.
And it's a constant tension for all these big private equity firms. Exactly. How can you continue to do the sort of lean, mean things that private equity needs to do, but also be one of these enormous asset managers?